Plaintiff Patricia Obie says the defendant is her daughter, and growing up, she got into trouble at school on a weekly basis. Patricia's suing her daughter today for an unpaid loan. Defendant Elizabeth Ashley Obie admits that as a child, she resented Patricia because she always felt like her father loved Patricia more than her. Elizabeth insists her mother is suing her prematurely.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, I grew up in the 60s. Back then, there was no such thing as child abuse. My mother was very physically and verbally abusive, and I wanted to make sure I didn't make the same mistake with my kids. And the smallest thing would set my mother off. So I guess I just overcompensated with my kids. And growing up, Ashley was getting in trouble in school on a regular, like every week, the school was calling me. There's been times where I would wake up in the middle of the night and snuck a boy in her room. And even
What type of troubles?
well, it's like she at first was just talking too much. Then it was like talking back to the teachers, being disrespectful to the teachers. And she's been suspended, and it's just a number of things.
When did it start? At what age?
Well, shoot, actually first grade. But in first grade, it was
Up
just
until when?
high school.
Okay. Did it ever end?
Well, yes. It got to the point to where it was bothering me so much, I just got a belt, went up to the school, and whooped her.
Mm-hmm.
Right
that
there.
worked?
It did.
What grade was that?
I believe she was a junior.
Junior in high school, gave her a whooping, and she's never been disobedient again.
Well, no, I won't say that.
What are you saying?
Oh, she didn't get in trouble at school.
Oh, at school.
At
But
school.
I was talking about period. I'm sure you didn't want her in trouble, period.
Oh, well, that's true.
So
That's
I'm
true.
trying to see if a whooping worked.
Oh,
because
well.
it usually doesn't.
Okay, well.
I got a whooping every day and never worked.
Okay. Well, you're
Everybody I know that got whoopings and where I grew up, it didn't work.
right. Oh, okay.
It
I
just
see your point.
Hurt, and it might work for 2 days, and you might get slicker. You just didn't catch her at school. But go ahead. Yeah, whippings don't work. They get you charged.
Well,
Just
I guess
say
I
they
was
get you-
lucky.
They get you put in jail or the child removed from your home.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I
So
never
tell
snuck
me then,
boys
because
in.
I'm trying to see a deeper issue here that you might have been facing. Did you ever go to counseling with her or anything?
Actually, we did.
What grade?
Oh, she may have been in the 8th or 9th
What
grade.
did they say? What did they?
I think we just didn't have a good counselor because it really didn't do any good. Because
Okay.
there was time we went to the counselor, and she's sitting up there laughing, talking about, yeah, all my friends, like talking about the other counselors, talking about me, laughing at me because she still getting in trouble in school.
How long did she go?
Just a matter of a few months.
Okay, I'm trying to get to a deeper issue rather than just coming down on it. As usually, that abnormal behavior means there's something abnormal going on.
Well, I think she always missed the fact that her father wasn't around.
Okay.
Because as she got older and we started talking, I discovered that she thought her dad loved me more than her when he didn't even love me.
Let me hear from you.
He did love her more. He would write her note. He would write letters.
You can see that in the first grade.
Shortly thereafter,
Second grade.
probably 3rd or 4th grade, I would find boxes of letters that he wrote her.
And what would it say? I love you, baby, but I don't like our daughter.
Well, expressing his love for her, wondering what she's doing, how she's doing, and then at the end it'd be like, well, tell the kids I said, hey, like a complete afterthought. Just
Yeah, because the letter was directly to her.
yeah, but if I'm your child, then reach out to me. I
When you're a
feel
child, you don't look into my letters. You don't invade my
True.
privacy, child.
very true,
Okay.
very true. But that's
But
when
you did.
I feel like I started to resent her.
She says she became destructive and resentful of you in the 3rd or 4th grade. You say high school.
Well, that's when it just got out of hand, high school. But like I said, from grade school and up, there was always an issue.
I'm trying to see if a whooping worked.
Oh,
because
well.
it usually doesn't.
Okay, well.
I got a whooping every day and never worked.
Okay. Well,
Everybody I know that got whoopings and where I grew up, it didn't work.
Okay. I see your point.
Hurt, and it might work for 2 days, and he might get slicker. You just didn't catch her at school. But go ahead.
Defendant Elizabeth Ashley Obie is being sued by her mother, who claims as a child, Elizabeth got into trouble at school on a weekly basis.
Unpaid loan, what you suing for?
Last year, she was pregnant. She ended up having her child 5 weeks early. And on her job, I guess her benefits wasn't that great because she only received maybe half of her regular pay. So when she went back to work after like 6 weeks, her job terminated her. And so last year with COVID and in the state of where we're from, for some reason they were having a hard time getting people their unemployment. It took months. Where normally
What state is that?
Oklahoma. I helped her pay her rent for 4 months. And she said that, as soon as she get her unemployment, that lump sum or whatever she would pay me. Then it was when she get her stimulus she would pay me or her tax return. And she just never did. She give me a little bit here, a little bit there.
How much is the total she borrowed?
$4,450.
Let me hear from you. How much did you borrow from her?
$4,400.
How much did she pay you back?
About $850.
And how much do you say you paid back?
$800, $850.
All right. So, and why haven't you repaid her?
I feel like this lawsuit is too soon. I mean, I've been making payments.
When was it again? When did you first borrow the money?
May 2020.
And was there a payment arrangement? How were you supposed to repay?
When my unemployment kicked in, I was going to start making payments to her. But I got so far behind with my maternity leave and being fired during the pandemic. By the time I did get lump sums that I was going to pay her out of, I was still so far behind.
When you told her,
so
what did she say? When you explained that to your mother, that you and her grandchild were unable to provide for yourselves because you lost your job and you haven't gotten your stimulus, and when you did get it, you were way behind, what did she say?
Make payments to me.
Okay.
Give me what you can.
That's it? Give me what you can? All right. Ma'am, did you say that?
No.
What did she appeal to you about her challenges with getting stimulus money and having to spend it on all the other bills?
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's when she said, well, okay, when I get my lump sum unemployment, I give it to you. Well, when she got it, she said, well, I owe for this. Then I give it to you when I get my tax return. And when that happened, she had another excuse. Just.
No, I'm talking about payment. Was there a payment plan?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When she get a lump sum of money, she was supposed to give it all to me.
And when she didn't, you would say what?
I need my money.
Okay.
She was supposed to give me lump sums, not $100 here and $100 there.
Okay.
Because if tax return is $2,000, I expect at least $1,500 of it.
Okay, and she says it's because she had been out of work so long and had a child to take care of that she couldn't afford it. It was unexpected, I suppose. You couldn't count the amount that was coming?
If it was my brother, she wouldn't make him pay it back.
Oh, I know I'm getting into all that. You couldn't project your income when you were borrowing and repaying?
No.
All right. So you all should have discussed how she was going to repay it beyond just when the income tax and the stimulus come. There should have been some math done, primarily by her, but I guess you should know now in the future to find out, get the math.
Yes.
Get some exact numbers. Okay, baby, what bills are you going to have to make up?
You're right.
Okay, how are you going to make those up and pay me? Okay. Well, if you're not going to be able to make them up, we got to find a different way.
You're right.
You explained that to your mother, that you and her grandchild were unable to provide for yourselves because you lost your job and you haven't gotten your stimulus, and when you did get it, you were way behind. What did she say?
Make payments to me.
Okay.
Give me what you can.
That's it? Give me what you can? All right, ma'am, did you say that?
No.
Defendant Elizabeth Ashley Obie is being sued by her mother, who claims as a child, Elizabeth got into trouble at school on a weekly basis.
That's the discussions that need to go on, and that's for everybody that's loaning money. A lot of people have expectations that are unreasonable about people repaying them. Like people come to you and say, I'm gonna borrow $1,000 to the end of the week. What's gonna happen in these next 5 days?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whatever's gonna happen in these next 5 days, you can probably hold off another 5. Unless they're gonna cut my lights off. Okay, fine. You're gonna cut them off today. And if they even say, it's October 1st, we're gonna cut them off October 15th, well, you don't need to borrow no $1,000 from me between now and October 15th. You're gonna have the $1,000, otherwise you ain't gonna never have it to pay me back. So it's the math you do, folks. All right, before you just take a blanket statement on how someone is gonna repay you, do the math so that you don't end up here. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ashley, I still love you, baby. I always will. I'll always be there for you.
Thank you. I love you too.